All right, let's get it, man. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna be doing a prediction for the Bills game on Saturday, man. First home playoff game in 25 years, man. Y'all already know how I'm feeling about it. So I'm gonna just let you know. For one thing I want to address. I hope everybody is having a good New Year so far. Gonna put 2020 behind us, and we just looking forward. Thank you to everybody who rocking out with the channel. You know, if you like what you hear and see today, leave a like. You know, consider subbing and, you know, share this video for your boy. But anyway, let's get into the game. So I've been seeing a lot of Bills fans nervous, man, about this game. And for the life of me, I can't understand why. I can't understand why. The Colts, they got a decent defense. They got a good running game. But they don't scare me. You know, that's the most simplest way I can put it. They just don't scare me. They don't put fear into me. They not one of them teams I'm nervous and scared about facing. They're just not. I think if they get the run game going against us, then we might be in a little bit of trouble. Because if Phillip Rivers can get the ball out of his hand quick, play action, quick drop backs, get it out of his hand quick, and Jonathan Taylor get going on the ground early, then yeah, our defense, that'll put a little strain on our defense and a little more pressure on Josh, especially if he's limited on the field because they milking the clock with the run game and stuff. But Phillip Rivers, man. Phillip Rivers. Let me just look at Phillip Rivers' stats for the year, man. I'm not saying he's trash. I'm not saying he's washed. He's still a decent quarterback. He can get it done. You feel what I'm saying? All right, 4,000 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. The last few games he played, the Raiders, Texans, and Steelers. Steelers, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. I know you guys remember that game. Steelers came back and won, if I'm not mistaken. Texans, they barely scraped past the Texans, but he had 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. Raiders, he's one of them quarterbacks where if he's sitting back there doing this right here, patting the ball, trying to find somebody, just holding on to the ball, bad things happen. He's known to throw picks in crucial times. The cold weather, he's not in that dome. You feel what I'm saying? He's in our home. He's coming to Buffalo. You feel what I'm saying? Let you guys get a little weather update too. It's gonna be 31 degrees at kickoff. 7 miles per hour wind. Nothing too crazy. You know what I mean? For Buffalo in January, it could be a lot worse, and it will be a lot worse. Especially if we got to play a team next week, I think the weather might be a little worse. But I'm not convinced that the Colts can beat us, man. I just don't think they can hang around and put up as many points. In order for them to beat us, they're gonna have to put up more than 35 points. Because we putting up at least 40. Come back to this video after at least 35. I was being a little too generous. We putting up at least 35. And if the Colts can't match that, it's gonna be a long day for them, man. It's gonna be a long day for them, man. Only way they can beat us is if Phillip Rivers, he gotta have the best game of the year. He gotta be turnover free. He gotta play really clean football. He gotta be a good game manager. Jonathan Taylor has to keep going. I don't think they have any defensive backs that can cover Stephon Diggs. Who's covering Diggs? Even if he's not 100%, please tell me. Let me know in the comments, who's locking down Diggs? Stephon Diggs has made every #1 cornerback look silly this season. Everyone, no matter who they put on him, he makes him look silly. He makes him look goofy. Every time. Can't nobody guard that man. Especially then we got Smoke coming back. You just seen what he did to Byron Jones last week. You feel what I'm saying? Don't even get me started on that Miami game. Look, I'm a diehard Bills fan, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel bad for him after we put up 40 on him. I'm like, damn, because I root for all young quarterbacks coming into the league. I know I'm getting off a topic, but a lot of people, we've been pooping on Tua. You feel what I'm saying? Letting Tua have it. But like I said, man, quarterbacks, they take a couple years. You feel what I'm saying? It's not very often the quarterback just come out right away out of college and just, lights it up. Yeah, you get, your Lamars and you get your real good quarterbacks who do that. But, just look at our quarterback, Josh Allen. He's been getting better year by year by year by year. You feel what I'm saying? He didn't just come into the league the way he is now. This is not something that happened overnight. We had to build this team up. We had to put them weapons around Josh. So I guess my message is for any Bills that's laughing at Tua, the Dolphins is going through what we just went through 2 years ago with Josh. So if they build around him, get him some weapons, better that O-line, I'm going to enjoy seeing the Josh versus Tua battles to come. You know, just like I looked forward to seeing the Sam Darnold and Josh Allen battles to come. But we all seen how that turned out. Hashtag extend Adam Gase. You know, Jets need to keep him. But yeah, man, I really just don't see the Colts beating us this week, man. I'm a little biased, of course. You know what I mean? I'm biased, you know, 100% I'm biased. But I just don't, like I said, man, if they can't cover Diggs and they just let Josh Allen drop back and just, light him up downfield all game, man, and, they let Josh and Diggs get that chemistry going early, you feel what I'm saying? That opened the door for Gabe Davis. That opened the door for Beasley. That opened the door if Beasley playing. He's still questionable. Stephon Diggs is also questionable. But, Sean McDermott, he's not a dummy. He's going to keep them questionable until right up to the game. You feel what I'm saying? We don't want to show all our cards to the coach. That's what good coaches do. That's, a move from Belichick playbook. Wait until the last minute. But it's it's going to be a good game, to say the least, man. Everybody who's going, shout out to you. If you get to go there, man, follow me on Twitter, JMarleyTV. If you're not following me, what the hell are you doing? You're not living life right if you don't follow me. But, yo, man, if you get to go to the game, I'm down to see all the pictures, all the videos, man. I wish I could be there, but, maybe a different time, maybe a later time I'll be able to go one day, man. You never know what the future holds, man. But yeah, man, I just don't see Phillip Rivers beating us. I don't see. They got a good pass rush too. The coach got a good pass rush, but over the game, that pass rush is not the same pass rush for 4 quarters. Maybe the first 2 quarters they might get pressure on Josh. They might, they might sack him a few times. They might make him uncomfortable. They might make him, throw a couple 2018 Josh Allen type balls, if you know what I mean. But if they can't keep that up for the full 4 quarters, then they're going to be in trouble. You feel what I'm saying? I think we're over that little third quarter slump we have. I'm tired of hearing that shit. We're over that, okay? We haven't had a third quarter slump since, the Cardinals game? So I'm not really too much worried about that, man. But, man, I'm just excited, man. I'm just lost for words. I'm just so excited for this game Saturday. I kind of feel like I'm okay with the 105 game. I feel like we should have got a later game, being the number 2 seed. Shouldn't be playing a game that early, but, it is what it is, Life's give you lemon, you got to make lemonade, man. So it's going to be a hell of a game, man. My score prediction, it's not going to be as high as everybody think it's going to be. I think we're looking at a 28-17 game Bills. I'm definitely sure we'll probably score more than 28 points. But I want to be realistic. It's going to be cool. It's going to be cold. I think the Colts is going to try to establish that run game, try to eat up a lot of clock, try to keep Josh off the field as much as possible. That would be the smart thing to do. I think it's going to be more of a defensive battle than a lot of fans is thinking and a lot of people is thinking. I think both defenses is going to play really good. I think Josh is gonna have a turnover, with the weather the way it is. I think Phillip Rivers throws at least 2 interceptions, at least two of them bad boys. Maybe a strip sack too. I see my boy Ed causing a lot of trouble tomorrow, because it's Friday when I'm recording this. So forgive me if I say today, tomorrow. It just depends on when you're watching this. But yeah, man, I think Phillip Rivers is going to have, a couple touchdowns, but a couple interceptions to match that. And I think that's going to be the crucial difference in this game is which team get the better quarterback play. And, just looking at the last game, the last month, and just this entire year alone, you would assume that's going to be Josh Allen. And I assume it's going to be Josh Allen too. I see Josh Allen getting at least 4 touchdowns, 3 through the air, 1 on the ground. I see Diggs having a touchdown. I see McKenzie. Isaiah McKenzie, I see him getting in there. I see him getting 1. I see Dawson Knox getting 1. And then, like I said, I see Josh getting 1 on the ground too. I'm just excited for this game. Like I said, I think the score is going to be 28-17 Bills. It's not going to be, this big 40, 50-point game. And then again, I might be wrong. It wouldn't surprise me. Basically, if I came on this same time next week and we end up winning this game Saturday, by 20, 30 points. I won't be surprised. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm just trying to be realistic, with the weather, the playoff game. I think Sean McDermott is going to have like a more of a, I don't know. Then again, I can't really say we're going to have a laid back approach because we might just come out, all gas, no brakes and just try to hang up 40, 50 points on these boys. Try to make a statement, first home playoff game since 95. So we really might come out there with that chip on our shoulder, 6,000 fans in the crowd. Boys might come out and, try to make a statement, yo. But, I'm going to be watching all the games. You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to be watching all the games. So I'm going to just give a quick little, what should I say? Not summary, prediction. Prediction. It's on the tip of my tongue. Sorry, man. It's early. I'm doing this early. Shout out to everybody who asked me to do this prediction videos. It's 2020. I'm going to try to stay consistent. I'll try to do this for the remainder of the season. And, I like talking. I like chatting. I want to start a podcast. So, this is right up my alley. If this is something people will come back and constantly tune in and check out. And, please let me know if I should keep doing this. All right. The Rams and the Seahawks. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game. I don't see Seattle losing this, but I feel like it could go either way because the Rams got a really good defense. Seattle, they could be consistent, then they could be inconsistent. So you never know. It's a game-to-game basics, a week-by-week basics with them. But I think Russell Wilson pulls it off. I think they just want it more. I think Seattle gonna just want it more. I'm not sure if Jared Goff is starting or if that backup is starting again. So I'm gonna go Seattle. I'm gonna go Seattle. 24-17, another low-scoring defensive type game. And I think it's going to be close for most of the game. I think Seattle is just going to break away in the fourth quarter. Russ is going to do his thing and win that game for them. Buccaneers and Washington, that's going to be another good one tomorrow, 8:15 p.m. I'm a Bills fan. I dislike Brady. He's the GOAT. You can't argue that. No matter how much you don't like the guy, he's the GOAT. So I can't argue that. But Washington, man, I feel like, Washington, they defensive front is really, really, really good. I think if they get enough pressure on Brady with just rushing 4 guys, not having to bring in 5, not having to blitz a lot, and they can play their coverage and just bring 4 guys and hit Brady and get pressure on Brady, Washington might win that, man. Washington might win, yo. Washington might pull it off, man. Like I said, I think that's going to be another low-scoring game, man. I think it's going to be another lower-scoring game. I'm not really going to put a number on that one. Buccaneers is going to win, but let's just say I would not be surprised if Washington find a way to win this football game on Saturday. Okay, next. Sorry, guys. My laptop bugging. All right, next. The Ravens and Titans. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game, and I'm gonna have to go with Tennessee. I know Ravens, they've been making a run, to end up the season. I know Lamar Jackson missed a couple games, with the COVID situation. I know they've been playing decent. Defensively, they've been trying to get back to that, typical Ravens, good defense. But I like Lamar Jackson, I do. But he have to prove it to me. He has to prove it to me Sunday. He has to beat Tennessee. And then I won't doubt him, depending on who they play the following week. I won't doubt them. But it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. The game is going to be run heavy on both sides of the ball. Derrick Henry, you've seen what he did, 2K rushing yards this season, you know what I mean? So we know what he can do. J.K. Dobbins on the other side of the ball. Lamar. It's gonna be a lot of rushing yards between the two of these teams. But what I think is gonna come down to is, once again, the better quarterback play. Which quarterback can you really rely on at the end of the game to drive you down the field with his arm? And with that being said, I'm gonna have to go with Ryan Tannehill. I think this one is gonna be one of the higher scoring games. Maybe like 38-35, Tennessee, something like that. It's going to be higher. Okay, let's get on to this NFC wildcard round too. Okay, the Bears and the Saints. Wouldn't it be great if Chicago won? You know, I know I'm going to piss off a lot of Saint fans with this. Wouldn't it be great if Chicago won? You feel what I'm saying? Like, they just get in the playoffs 8-8. They should have beat the Packers to get in the playoffs last week, but they didn't. They got in because the Arizona lost. So Arizona gifted these guys a playoff berth. They shouldn't be in. You feel what I'm saying? I really wanted Chicago to beat the Packers last. I'm not a Chicago fan or nothing like that. I've never been to Chicago. I'm not a Bears fan. But, you know, it's something about rooting for the underdog. It's something about rooting for quarterbacks who it seem like the entire league just doubts and turn their back on. You know, that's why I love Eli. That's why I love Daniel Jones. That's why I love Josh Allen. I like those quarterbacks that a lot of people doubt because I like the underdog. That's why I like Lamar Jackson. I like the underdog. I like people getting doubted and being told you can't do this and you can't do that, but then they just prove everybody wrong. The Saints is winning. The Saints is winning. It probably won't be close. Drew Brees probably going to have a hell of a day. It's going to be a really good game. But, man, it would be something. It would be something if the Bears won. If the Bears win, then, you know, they're going to have a real – they're going to have a real sit down with themselves and think, is Mitchell Trubisky the guy? You feel what I'm saying? If he go into New Orleans and beat the Saints next week, well, Sunday, got to stop saying next week, Sunday, it's going to be something to witness. So, you know, the Saints is going to win that. But, you know, the Bears, you know, they might upset. You know, Trubisky might come out. You know, Chicago defense might like, yo, this is our time. We here. All we got to do, because that's the thing about the playoffs. All you got to do is go 1-0. That's it. Every week, that's all you have to do is go 1-0. If you go 1-0 every week, good things happen. You end up in the AFC, NFC championship game. You end up in the Super Bowl. So, you know, you can't get ahead of yourself. You can't doubt yourself. You got to be confident as a football team. If you can go 1-0, then that's great. But I don't see Chicago beating the Saints. Chicago shouldn't even be there. But I am happy Chicago there because, you know, hey, man, there's certain teams I like seeing in the playoffs, man. You know, growing up, you know, even when I watched the old Chicago Packers rivalry, you know, certain teams you just like seeing. Speaking of teams you like seeing in the playoffs, how about them Browns? You know, Cleveland Steelers, Sunday, 8:15 p.m. The Browns don't have their coach due to COVID. They mentioned a couple players too, a couple people off the coaching staff due to COVID. That sucks. I feel like the NFL should have rescheduled this game because, be honest, Bills fans, if it was us, if Sean McDermott had COVID, you know, knock on wood, if Sean McDermott had COVID or something, I would want the game rescheduled. If Josh Allen got COVID, I would want the game rescheduled. I feel like this is actually a bad spot for the NFL because I feel like the entire postseason should have been delayed at least 1 week. Give every team 1 week to get healthy, you know, because this has been a great season to play during a pandemic through COVID. You know, that's huge. So I gotta salute them, salute the NFL for that. I'm so happy we got NFL this last year. You know, it was a crazy year. That was the one thing I got, you know, to look forward to every Sunday and, you know, every week was the Bills playing. But I feel like that's a missed opportunity for the NFL to make all these teams play, you know, especially the Browns. Kind of feel bad for them. You know, I don't think they're going to beat the Steelers. You know, I don't think they're going to beat the Steelers. It would be interesting if they did beat the Steelers. But I don't see them beating Pittsburgh. You feel what I'm saying? Pittsburgh starters got the rest last week. They got the game plan a little more for this game. So I don't see the Browns winning. They don't have Kevin Stefanski, their head coach, with them due to COVID. But if you're a Cleveland fan, aren't you just happy your team is in the playoffs for once? Like, aren't you even happy you still get to talk about football? And I'm not talking about like the draft and off-season moves. You still talk about an actual football game, because I got love in my heart for Brown fans because they know how it feels. Bills and Brown fans, we know how it feels that year after year after year after year after year after year, quarterback after quarterback after quarterback after quarterback, decade after decade of just badly ran football organizations. That's basically what we went through. So, you know, it's the turning point for both of these franchises. You know, the Bills started happening a couple years back. You could tell we was turning the corner. Same thing with the Browns. Actually, it probably happened the same year when they both drafted, you know, Mayfield and Josh Allen. You know, you could tell both teams was turning around. But yeah, I'm going to take Pittsburgh in that game. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be another defensive type game. I think if the Browns can get, you know, Nick Chubb rolling early, Baker play a clean game, I think all these games, except, you know, with the exclusion of maybe the Saints game, if all these games is going to come down to which quarterback has a cleaner game. I'm talking like you can't have the turnovers, you can't have the huge sacks, 10+ yard sacks. You can't have, you know, dumb turnovers, you know, fumbles, bad plays, multiple 3-and-out. You're going to need really good quarterback play from each and every one of these teams. Even with the Washington Tampa Bay game, you're going to need Tom Brady to stay on his feet. If Tom Brady, you know, is on his back and he's not comfortable and they only bring in 3 guys, and they can still drop back in coverage, it's not gonna be a good game. You know, any given week, any team can lose. You feel what I'm saying? So it's gonna be interesting. If you guys like these type of videos, you know, please leave a like, please sub, please share, please help me, you know, get my platform out to other Bills fans or other NFL fans, or, you know, even people who just like, you know, to hear me talk. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. You know, go Bills. It's gonna be a good playoff weekend. Like I said, thank everybody for tuning in. You know, if it's anything I can improve, anything else you want me guys to touch on, if I should do this every week, just give me some feedback. You know, let me know in the comments. Let me know you guys scores, predictions. You know, if you're not a Bills fan, still come around. If you happen to come across this channel, if you're a Colts fan and you happen to come across this channel, shout out to the Colts. For one, I'm not gonna shit on these guys. I'm not gonna make it seem like they're a horrible team. I'm not gonna do none of that. You feel what I'm saying? I only do that to Jets and Cowboy fans and Miami fans every now and again, and definitely Patriot fans. But the Colts got a good team, and they can win. I'm not gonna say it's impossible for the Colts to win. They can win. They just gonna have Phillip Rivers. It's gonna come down to Phillip Rivers. It's gonna come down to if you play a clean game or not. But like I said, thank you everybody for tuning in. Leave a like, share this video, sub. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.